Well, hello there, my fellow brothers, sisters, gamers, and anime lovers. Buster here again with another reaction video. And if you are wondering, I'm just making, before we start, I'm just updating you guys on my condition. I'm getting better, feeling a whole lot better, and a little bit more energetic than the past couple of days. If you notice, I tend to get sleepy, especially when drinking paracetamol, and basically trying to recover from this. I spend a lot of time just laying down. Although, right now, I'm gonna be doing another reaction video. And this one is, I think this might be the last one for, judging by the thumbnail, the last one for Sister Location. US Presidents Play Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location FNAF SL Part 8. So it's been a long run. Most of this have not been a jump scare as intense. It feels like Scott Afton Scott Afton. Scott Cawthon. I got it from William Afton. So my voice is different, so you can tell. Scott Cawthon just basically took a break about jump scaring us to oblivion, or maybe the presidents have been playing better than before and learned a lot to survive in the darkness. But because the jump scares are not as intense or just as loud as the previous one. The problem with FNAF 4 is I don't know when it will happen. I'm just waiting for to hear something and then either get jump scared or either escape near and perfect unaliveness. YouTube, screw you for making one word be a dangerous word. And it's not it's simple it's a simple dumb word and you make it cancelable. But still, um FNAF 3 was slightly jumping down your throat with, especially Foxy. And FNAF 2 was a nightmare because the repeats of the presidents trying to end, I think, the final night or the sixth night. They just take the keyboard before I break it. So there's that. So this is US Presidents Play Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. Part 8. Let's get this bread and let's get this done. I hope the presidents can finally finish this, or are we gonna have another freaking part? Will there be a part 9? Alright, I can't do voices in this condition. I can't do voices. So, for now, let's get this done.
Before we start this episode, I would like to thank all of our members for making this possible. To become a member, click the join button below our videos. All right, this is the episode that we have to beat this night.
Yep,
we
you
can't let
need
this
to
run
finish it
rampant
now.
anymore.
Easier said than done, Joe. We've been playing Go Fish with a tentacle monster and have lost every round. What do you want us to do different?
This is not
Try
a
not to use the
hentai.
cameras as much and rely on your ability to detect where the sounds are coming from.
That was my plan. The world's best security guard will adapt and overcome.
Geez, you read like ChatGPT sometimes, Donald.
What's ChatGPT?
So you know the advancement of artificial intelligence recently, right?
Yep.
Right.
Well, as the forefront of AI had been implemented in our official cybersecurity years ago, everyday citizens were able to obtain and develop source code that fetched data from a giant pool of resources to make one intelligent engine.
Put that into baby words.
I think Joe can understand that.
He's talking for himself.
I was actually referring to both of us.
Fair enough.
The computer is the best, the very best.
Now we're talking my language.
So what about this thing?
One of its features is that it can simulate people talking to each other, or even carry
Yep.
out whole arguments.
So what
Yep.
are you saying? Do you want us to pretend that we're getting into an argument?
Let's throw up a prompt about us and see where we can get to.
Baby, have you ever heard of the quiet game?
What are you putting in?
I'm putting in the prompt that says, simulate Donald Trump asking questions to Joe Biden about the Senate. And this is what it spits out. Let's read it like a script here.
This is stupid. I'm trying
Oh,
to play a
come
game
on.
here.
Let's entertain him.
Hey, Joe, I've been thinking about the Senate lately. It's a pretty important part of our government, wouldn't you say? Is this AI half-coded? Of course I know this. I'm a president, not a third-grade teacher.
Absolutely, Donald. The Senate plays a crucial role in shaping our nation's laws and policies. What's on your mind? Huh, not that off.
Well, I always found it interesting.
That's what we get for
how the
AI.
Senate can impact the direction of the country. What do you think about the filibuster? Some people say it slows things down, while others think it protects minority rights. Why is it making me talk like Miss Frizzle?
It's painting you as some sort of man of courtesy and honor, Donald. Was it drunk when it made this?
It can indeed slow down legislative progress, but it's also meant to ensure that different viewpoints are considered before making significant decisions. I feel like I'm doing an
What the hell
educational
did you
skit
know?
for
How did you
college.
know?
I get that, but you know, during my time, we had a Republican majority in the Senate. I can't do this anymore. I have to play the game, and this is terrible.
That was certainly something.
To be fair, the way you guys really act isn't that documented, so the resource that it pulls from isn't that true.
It makes us look as formidable as the Teletubbies. AI must be brain dead or something.
Guys, do you know what time of the month it is?
I didn't know Jill still got those, but it is Michelle's time of the month, too.
Oh no!
I was talking about Halloween, Barack.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Gross.
I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it. You held a Disney parade when your daughter got married.
Pixar. Disney has gone too woke for our families and needs to be condemned by DeSantis.
Pixar.
Anyways, we've gone this entire month of October
Okay.
without really mentioning Halloween. And that is a bit of an issue considering we run a channel entirely
Oh, for the guys that follow me, for all of you that's been following me in this Spooktober, the Halloween season, I will be playing Resident Evil 4 Remake separate ways on Sunday if I'm fully 100% back in action. So look forward to that, and I hope you guys enjoy the amount of fear that I'll be. I think I got numb. I got numb to the freaking ganados. Is that what you call them? The villagers, the zombie villagers. I think I gotten used to them by now, or at the very least, as Leon and the playthrough, and I have practically memorized the entire freaking layout of the main story to unlock some secrets, to fully get every unlockables, because my achievements, there's only a few things left. So I hope you guys enjoy me playing that, and I'll see you there on Spooktober. We're almost there, boys and girls.
dedicated to horror games.
It's not like we're the kill count, unless we're counting how many times Ennard has strangled us with its own spinal cord.
Three,
Kill
I
count
think.
always goes over horror
four.
movies. It's almost like a similar genre to what we do.
Let's be real, this isn't Presidents Play Horror Games. This is Presidents Play Five Nights at Freddy's, starring Baldy and Akamanto.
You think I'm not aware of that and not trying to fix it?
I know my criticism is always appreciated, Joe.
What are your guys' thoughts on Halloween, anyways?
What do you expect me to say? It's a terrific time for family and sweet treats. It's always a good time, a very good time, when you can dress up as something like a vampire or a monster and beg for candy.
I didn't know Lauren Boebert was a Halloween costume.
I was going to say Mitch McConnell.
Are you kidding me? Who wants to be a dying slug for Halloween?
Speaking of
Oh
politicians...
my gosh, Donnie,
you know, there's
chill
people that go
out
as
with
us,
that.
I thought that was just common knowledge. Most young kids dress up as the people they most want to be. And I think we can all agree that everyone would want to live a day in my shoes.
I don't know. Clown shoes are pretty big. Most kids won't be able to fit in them.
Well, hospital patients don't wear shoes either, so I guess it's all even.
Don't get me started on your...
Clown shoes for Donnie, and then hospital shoes for Joe. I wonder what's Joe's clap back to Brock. What is he gonna say?
Well, hospital patients don't wear shoes either, so
Yup.
I guess it's all even.
Don't get me started on your feet, Barack.
How did we get to talking about toes? This isn't Feet Finder. What do we think of Halloween?
We really are old.
I am a big fan of this, the entire horror genre. You name it, and I probably have either seen it or read about it. Of course,
it's
Halloween,
back.
being a tradition about horror, is on that list too.
What do you mean, the entire horror genre?
Any media related to horror, books, movies, video games, folk tales.
Wait, books? You're telling me those onion-stained eyes can read?
Not as well as they used to, but I consumed an absurd amount of horror back in the day. For example, I used to love reading Goosebumps.
Goosebumps. You just hit
It's
me with
right
a wave
there?
of nostalgia. I entirely forgot
Why'd you
about
open the
those
door?
books.
That's the series that R.L. Stein wrote, right?
I don't know.
They were small
Can someone
horror
tell me?
stories that typically followed crazy situations
How can you tell
that
if it's
led
gone?
to monsters. Sort of like a kid-friendly version of Buffy, the Vampire Slayer.
That's another thing I forgot I watched.
I remember my daughters would bring home those books from school all the time. I picked up one of those books, out of curiosity. And it was about this wooden dummy that comes to life.
Yeah, you're talking about
Pinocchio.
Slappy. He's pretty much the mascot of the Goosebumps
Slappy?
series.
What's with authors and making inanimate objects come to life?
To be fair, it is a very creepy doll. It would be a missed opportunity not to
Slappy?
make something out of it.
Speaking of, there's this game that actually has Slappy in it, along with
4
a
a.m.
couple
and you're
other
18%.
characters.
This
It's
is a load
called
of
Emily
bull.
Wants to Play. We might have to try it out sometime. It could be fun.
Whenever you say the word fun in a horror game, it typically isn't fun.
Private.
Are you serious right now?
So much for Halloween
Not
fright.
expecting that.
I'm not even scared anymore. I'm just annoyed. It's like FNAF 2 all over again.
Well, I think you guys have struggled enough. Considering I want this to end before we drag the series on, I think it's best if I step in and carry the workload for this one. Or at least try.
Well, throw Slappy to Ennard. He might have a solution for you.
I'm grabbing the tequila
okay.
if we're going to be here another 30 tries.
Something you
You're
guys
gonna get
haven't commented
drunk?
on is the monitors in front of us. Don't they look familiar?
Wait,
It's the
one
room
on the
from
right is
FNAF
the
4.
hallways with plush trap from FNAF 4.
I think you meant the monitor on the left.
Yeah, that.
Obama, I think they all might be from FNAF 4. The bed in the bedroom are on the other monitors.
So what does this even mean? I thought you said FNAF 4 was just a dream.
I said that it was heavily speculated to be a dream. I never said that it was a surefire guarantee. A lot of what I said was just speculation anyways, but you can't really deny what you see.
So does that mean that the fourth game was before Sister Location?
And what does William Afton have to do with all this?
That's what the lore explanation will reveal. After the FNAF movie, I plan to explain everything then.
This might be the first time the universe has physically compelled me to say that I am not looking forward to being the world's best security guard.
So you're pretty much a jack of all trades when it comes to horror stuff, right, Joe?
I'd say so. I'm
Yeah,
not an
it's
expert
the
on
only
every
thing
little
he's good
ever,
at.
but I do know a decent amount of media around horror.
He's obsessed with it, unhealthily, if I might add.
Nothing wrong with a guy that develops hobbies over the small things in life.
Well, an adjacent
Same,
subject
same.
to that matter is horror movies, Joe. Since you're the concierge of horror games,
Concierge.
what would be your favorite horror movie?
Interesting, really putting me on the spot here. Might take some time to conjure up an answer and a reason.
I have no favorites when it comes to horror movies, but if you're gonna ask me the most scariest horror movies I watched my entire life, and I'm not counting the ones when I'm an adult because I've grown at least accustomed to it. But when I was a kid, my family watched a show that scared the living bananas right out of me. And no, it's not aliens when being hunted down by a xenomorph. And I know that imprint lasted on me for a good portion of my childhood. That I have to always look up, making sure that there's nothing up there waiting to jump down my ass. The one movie that scared me to high heaven is basically what was the Ghosts? I know it's Ghosts. 13 Ghosts. That movie really put the fear right into me when I watched it for the first time along with my family. It was the worst moment of my life watching that damn movie. 13, at least one of them is not violent compared to the rest. Basically 12. No. It's 13 Ghosts is 11 ghosts that are completely and utterly hostile and you cannot see them and you need special glasses or a special material to see them in a moving house that could possibly trap you with one of them unless you're hiding behind one of those glass thingies to protect yourself. But I digress. That was the scariest movie in my entire life.
Why?
I'll go for you, Joe. If we're talking about horror movies, the cream of the crop has got to be A Nightmare on Elm Street. I mean, Freddy Krueger stalks you in your dreams. How cool is that?
It is unique to say the least. An interesting twist on a slash.
How in the hell did my... Oh, great, YouTube. You really do really love to piss me off in any way, shape, or form. The video is buffered. What the frick?
An interesting twist on a slasher genre that has been mostly oversaturated.
Think about having that superpower, Obama. Someone cuts you off in traffic. Well, you know what? I'm going to torture you in your dreams tonight. How about them apples?
Freddy Krueger's victim list typically strayed alongside young adults, though.
Don't try to argue logistics with me. If the lady's going 25 miles an hour in a 40 zone, she's going to feel some pain that night.
Nice to know you don't care about what you say online.
I don't live off the opinions of the woke. Thank you very much.
We could go all day with this, but I think I have my answer, Barack.
Let's hear it from the
What?
horror guru himself.
I think my favorite movie, and the most well-constructed for natural effects, is The Thing.
The movie
Oh,
about the
the
scientist
thing.
in the snow?
That's scary
Yeah,
too.
there's a shape-shifting creature amongst them, and they have to deduce which people it could have infected.
Everything about it.
The very first, I don't know if someone's gonna argue with me again in the comment section. I think The Thing might be the first movie I've ever seen that gives me the Among Us vibes. Because of Among Us, the imposter. I think that's how it was based off to, because The Thing was basically a guessing game where paranoia and panic sets in, that one of you is not who you say you are, and you have to take a guess on who it is. And if you guess wrong, that thing will go after you, or basically imitate you and kill you off, and then do it to the rest of the party. It's just, that's so freaking scary to think about. Even though that 13, I would say 13 Ghosts still scares me like the crap, because you can't do anything to protect yourself besides hiding behind glass. And if something were to happen with those glass, with the enchantments embedded into it, you're good as toast and you cannot defend yourself. Unlike The Thing, all you need is just some gasoline and a match, and game over for The Thing. All you have to do is just burn him and make sure it doesn't touch you. The 13 Ghosts, they can ragdoll you all over the place, or scratch you to ribbons, or do anything else to you. But, man, the feeling of helplessness gets me worse.
It is great. The story builds to an amazing finish. The practical effects are amazing. And my favorite aspect out of all of them is that the scientists are intelligent individuals.
Yep, no one's stupid.
It's not just people making stupid decisions like all horror movie tropes. They're just smart people who let their humanity get the best of them.
It's interesting because while the thing itself is the main antagonist, it puts the limitation of trustworthiness on the line. They had to not only survive the thing, but they had to survive themselves as well. I think that's not very credited for the attention it's given.
Of course, my favorite movie might change, especially if I can see the FNAF movie coming up.
I can't wait to see the mess at the movie theater.
What's your favorite horror movie, Barack?
What's the 44th president going to pick here?
My favorite horror movie would probably have to be Jaws.
Please tell me the first one.
Of course, the first one.
Okay. We would have had a problem if you said the third movie.
The attack of the 3D printer.
Never before has a movie created a visceral fear and hatred of something as irrelevant as shark attacks. And it did it to an amazing degree. I think it was one of the first innovations as a horror movie because it massively transformed people's courage to swim in the ocean.
Sort of like it was the granddaddy
Keep
of all
coming
horror
back
movies.
to the vent.
Yeah, that makes sense. It paved the way for a lot of movies that would follow after.
Like a true pioneer.
Wait, you got to 3 a.m. with over half your power. How did you do that?
Like I've said before, managing your power is incredibly crucial, just like the first game. It's also more difficult, too, because
I think that if I analyze this correctly, every time Ennard makes a noise, it means he's just inching closer. So the first sign of noise, it means it's on the... And I notice each camera has two positionings. One when he's in the hallway, and two when he's right at the door. So basically, if I analyze it correctly, it might mean that every time he makes a noise, always close the door on the second time he does make the noise. I noticed that every time the second noise comes in, he's right there at your entry point. So shut the door, and you don't have to keep watching on the camera. I think that once you find him in the camera, shut it off quickly so it doesn't drain power, because it's pointless, because he's gonna stay on one pathing. It's not random like he's on the hallway on the right, one noise, and then he's on the hallway on the left or in the vent. So I think it's just timing everything and analyzing and just hitting it at the right moment. Once he made the noise at the door, instantly open it to make sure that the energy does not drain as fast as possible.
there isn't time after the clock that'll help us. We need to reach 6 a.m. before the power goes out.
We're on the right track so far. What's been the most challenging for you, Joe?
Just like the last game, it's imperative to pay attention to the sounds to conserve as much power as possible. And these ears can only pick up sounds as well as they do. Luckily, this game isn't so dependent as the fourth one when it comes to audio.
Yeah.
So if your hearing aid starts making a crackling noise,
breathing
all
noise.
of America is about to see the current president take an underwater visit to Davy Jones' locker.
I think if my hearing aid starts making a crackling noise, I might already be underwater.
And it would still be better than listening to Baby ramble on like an old person at a Bob Evans.
The important thing to remember is that we're almost done with the game, and we'll never have to hear this rambling session again.
Yeah, but I can't help but remember Joe talking about how the quality of the games improve over time. And I'm scared for what the next game has to offer.
Buckle your seatbelt and prepare for 3 times more yapping sessions than we have now.
I can't tell if that's sarcasm
Oh,
dragging in your
no.
voice or just old age. I'm hoping for the former of the two.
Maybe it's better if you don't know then.
I don't want to jump on the hype train too much, but you're already at
You
5
skipped.
a.m. We just need to stretch to the mark a bit more, and we might have the win.
Please don't shatter the mirror, Obama. I really don't want 7 years of
I hear a
bad luck.
noise. Where's
I
it
don't
coming
even
from?
know if we have 7 years left.
However you say the old folktale, I really do not want to play through this again. A part of me is just sitting here waiting for Ennard to devour us whole.
I don't think any of us want that. This isn't even a custom night, but we really don't want to play this night for 30 more times.
It's right there.
I'd rather eat dirt, figuratively and literally.
I think it helps we have Joe the horror sorcerer here. I allowed him to tap into my power as the world's best security guard. It's only fair that he would be doing so well.
I don't know about all of that, but Joe is performing incredibly well. He's practically spawn camping the button as soon as he hears a sound.
You have to have quick reaction times with this sort of night.
5%, Joe? Don't
Whoa!
fall asleep on the monitors now.
He just goes out and comes back. Please just end. Please just end. Please.
And there we go. It's done.
We've been freed from the yap sessions, Obama. It's over.
That's how you know that we're getting old. We don't even celebrate that we beat the night. We're just slightly relieved at the inconvenience it posed as.
Oh, come on. You've got to admit that it's been a pretty big inconvenience. Oh, not this thing.
I forgot about this. It's been half a century
Hello.
since we were able to watch it.
There's the exotic butters. Happy ending. Good ending.
This is the
You can
vampire,
add it
right?
to your popcorn.
That
And
answer
some
your
salt.
question?
Call that a house? It was like a morgue in there.
I may be undead, but you're heartless.
They don't have the best
You
communication,
need
it
to see your
seems.
son.
To be fair, I think I'm a better father than this guy.
He ate the cat.
What?
Sounds like something he got from your side of the family.
Interesting.
Well, how's this? I'm keeping the diamond ring.
The joke's on you. I found it in a kid's meal.
You bought a kid's meal?
What?
Oh, Vlad.
Clara.
What's happening?
What am I watching?
Oh
Get
my
a room at
gosh.
least.
Wait, is
That's
that the
all it
resolution of
took
the
for you
show?
patch up kids' meal?
Between Vlad and Clara stand up against all obstacles. But what about the baby?
He's actually eating the
What about
cat?
background
Someone punt that
support?
baby.
Stay tuned next season for those answers and more.
Well, that was certainly something.
This show gets another season, but mine gets taken off the air. Make it make sense. What?
Joe?
Why
How?
is he here? And why is he doing the stanky leg in our living room?
Hey, I'm just here to eat popcorn.
How did it escape
what
the
do we even do
facility?
about this? How
What?
did
Now
he
it's
even
gonna
escape to
strangle
begin
you?
with?
And now it's fading to black.
Oh, you're dead. Oh, you're gone. Oh, you're gone. You're unalived.
And now it's the credits
Screw
again.
YouTube.
Are you serious? That was the good ending? What does this even mean? How am I more confused than the last time?
Donald, before you start freaking out, the canon ending is the bad ending.
Oh,
The
come
one
on.
where we get scooped. So you don't have to worry about the continuity of this ending.
Oh, that
Great.
blows.
Now I only have to feel half bad about getting my skin worn.
So I guess we're on to the custom night now, right?
Actually, I don't think we'll be playing the custom night. Yes, it adds more animatronics to the playing field, but we've been playing this game for quite some time.
Yep.
And I want to prepare for the new movie coming up.
So wait, that's it? We're going to move on
still
to the
haven't
lore
changed my
explanation
camera.
now?
There's one more thing that I want to show you guys. It has to do with this game, but I personally don't want to replay each night to get it. I'll just pull a video of it up.
What the?
Is this a guy just leaving his house? What's with all the cheery music? And why is every single neighbor in the tri-state area out there waving to him?
is this the thing you had to show us, Joe? I mean, I know
I
it's
think
FNAF
that's the
due to
security
the art
guard.
style, but I'm confused how this relates to the game at all.
He's purple
Yeah,
guy
this is it.
with a purple
Yeah,
shirt.
It may be a bit confusing, but just wait some time and you'll figure out why we're watching this.
Well, there he goes. Seemingly, not a single intelligent thought going on in that brain. And I guess we're doing it all over again.
This guy is certainly a favorite amongst the neighborhood. He seems so jolly, too. I wonder why he's so happy to exist.
Is this what the Truman Show is about?
Basically.
One
Does
of them
this guy
is not waving.
ever not be happy-go-lucky? Why do you walk like you have a Pringle can in the middle of your intestines?
Hey, Donald, do you notice anything weird? Like how some of the neighbors are no longer waving at him? And how his skin looks slightly darker?
Are you saying that this person resides in Harrison, Arkansas?
What? No, what does that have to do with anything?
Never mind. You wouldn't get the joke.
Do you see what's wrong with his skin now?
Wait, this is the purple guy. I didn't know he was literally purple. I thought it was just an indicator.
I think you guys can already see it, but now he's not too popular amongst his neighbors.
Yeah, some of them are even hiding behind their own houses while they watch him just saunter by. How creepy.
Willy Wonka ate the wrong gobstopper this time.
What is happening right now?
I don't even have any reaction
The
to
hell?
this anymore. This creature with the posture of a snake is who bodied the children.
Hold
Yeah,
on,
everybody
is
should be
this
hiding from him.
Ennard
He looks like
inside
an
the
overgrown
skin?
eggplant.
Yeah,
Because it
must be certainly
slowly
something the
turned
witness
purple.
understand.
And the freakazoid just keeps moving on like nothing is a problem.
I don't even, wait, something is happening.
Is he trying to pose for a photo? Wait, what's moving in his body?
What am I looking at? What the?
Did he just throw up a Honda Accord? What was that?
Ennard.
Wait, Donald, this is us. I think we just threw up Ennard.
Is that what that was? And now the voices are getting louder.
Why does it keep saying we won't die, we're already dead? And it's not stopping either. What the?
Is he a snake? How did he just compose himself from a coil?
Well, wait, Donald, look at the drain. Look at all those eyes. That really was Ennard.
I give up. I physically cannot make sense of this game anymore. I was following with the first 4 games, and now it's like I just got thrown into the middle of a hedge maze.
I know it's confusing, but to briefly summarize it, we didn't
Please.
actually die when we were scooped. Ennard used our body to escape, but we end up throwing it up because it can't fit in there. Somehow we wind up living.
I'm not going to ask. Just take us to the 6th game, Joe.
Let me recap. We work at
How
the
did you
sister
survive?
location. It's haunted. The owner's daughter dies. We end up getting lied to and scooped, and eventually we end up throwing up what was put in us. Simple enough?
Just take us to the 6th game, Joe.
Please. Thank you. And that ends the entire Sister Location series. And if I have to make heads or tails about the lore, if I remember correctly, our previous games tell that we were fired. We were fired because of tampering with the animatronics, and number 2, the odor, the smell. So there's a high possibility that we're the rotting carcass. I think the security guard in FNAF 1 is this guy. I've heard some theories that this purple guy, not the real purple guy, that's William Afton, and this new purple guy, because he was wearing the purple shirt, meaning that one is either a security guard or he's directly related to William Afton. And since his son and his daughter are now gone, Elizabeth and freaking what was the crying child. I think there's no name for that kid. The crying child and Elizabeth are now gone. The only kid left was what's his name? Michael. So this might be Michael Afton, and he was the security guard in the first game. I don't know what his name. I don't know the name of the check, but I'll try and look it up and try and make sense of it on the next series. And I hope you guys enjoy the theory and the tidbits and the trivia that I add into my reaction in this. And I really hate the jump scares. It still caught me off guard. It's no longer a pathological fear of they're all over the place and they're ready to kill you. It's just, when are you gonna just jump me and I'm just done? And my voice is finally giving up, and my throat is hurting a bit. So I need to go. Until next time, hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you in the next video. This full series will be uploaded to the main channel, where everything is compressed into one gigantic video. So go there in the main channel, Buster sub, if you really want to. It's really up to you. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button to defeat the tyrannical YouTube algorithm, and I'll see you in the next video. Be there or be square. Buster here, finally signing out.